Chapter 82, A Little Luck. Jake opened the door to find three half-sober burnouts sprawled across the room. One slumped in a chair, one on the couch, and one buried under a blanket on the floor. Two of them glowed with the same radiant aura Jake had seen around Stephanie and Emily. The third carried only a faded, barely there version of it, in grays and blacks. The man on the couch cracked an eye open. He blinked slowly as Jake came into focus. Emily and Stephanie hovered in the doorway behind him. One of them gasped. Jake hadn't mentioned the mess and wasn't sure whether they were reacting to the auras or the filth. Beer cans, old pizza boxes, dirty dishes, every surface was buried under some kind of trash. "Oh my God," Stephanie muttered. The man on the couch groaned and pushed himself upright, rubbing his eyes. He grabbed a half-full beer from a nearby chair and drained it in one long pull. Jake stepped into the room, hesitant. Emily and Stephanie exchanged a glance and shook their heads almost imperceptibly. "Fucking hell," the man said. "I'm still tripping." "You're sitting down?" Jake asked before he could stop himself. He immediately blushed and glanced back at the door, realizing his mistake. The man's eyes widened. He stared at Jake more closely. "Fuck, you're real?" He grabbed the empty can and lobbed it at the man in the chair. It bounced off harmlessly. "We're real," Jake replied. Behind him, Emily and Stephanie whispered urgently. Jake ignored them. The man in the chair flailed his hand and rolled onto his side, mumbling as he pulled a blanket over his own face. "Who are you?" the man asked. He squinted. "Are you a kid?" "My name's Jake." He stepped carefully over the debris and offered the man his hand. The man stared at it for a moment and then stood instead of shaking it. "My name's Cup." He ignored Jake's hand entirely and peered past him, eyes flicking towards Emily and Stephanie. "Who are your friends?" he said with a raised eyebrow. "Gross," Emily said flatly. Stephanie flushed. "That's him and Steph," Jake said quickly. "We're magic?" Cup snorted. "Yeah, kid, I have eyes. Why are you here?" The other two men were stirring now, annoyed more than awake. "Jake, we should go," Emily said, still standing half outside the door. Jake exhaled. "We're looking for more mages." Cup moved easily through the clutter, unbothered by the chaos. He pulled a pack of cigarettes from his pocket and brushed past Emily and Stephanie, flashing Stephanie a crooked grin on his way out. "Come outside, we'll talk," he said. Emily stepped back immediately, moving out of his way. Stephanie pressed herself against the doorframe. Jake followed, crunching a beer can underfoot. He paused, picked it up, and set it on the windowsill before stepping outside. "Should we be talking out here?" Emily asked. Cup shrugged and lit a cigarette, taking several quick drags. "Can't people see us?" Emily pressed. Jake stepped past them onto the sidewalk. "You mean the aura?" Cup asked casually. "Nah, only people with powers can see it. If you glow bright, you can see it. If you don't, you can't." Cup shrugged. "What does it do?" Jake asked. Cup coughed. "You're seeing it. Just glows. Makes other mages glow too." "You believe in mages?" Emily asked carefully. Cup met her eyes and held them while he smoked. Then he nodded. Jake leaned forward. "You said only people with powers get the bright glow? What can your friend do?" He gestured back towards the apartment. Cup grinned slowly. "I guess," he said, "we'll just have to show you."